we have to change the output flange. You guys can laugh while I struggle. On to the easy part, just bolt up the front. Hello my Rover friends and welcome to the Lucky 8 channel. Today I'm going to show you how to use our conversion kit to install a double cardan Disco 2 style drive shaft on a D1 Range Rover Classic or Defender. Cue the intro. All right, my friends, it's not as simple as you would think to put the double cardan drive shaft on. Let's start with the double cardan part itself. This section here allows for more flexibility. As you lift the truck, the angles change on the drive shaft. So what we're trying to do is make it an easier angle on the drive shaft to stop vibration and, more importantly, not wear out the U-joints, which then cause an explosion, and then the drive shaft hits the transmission. It's a whole mess. We don't want any part of that. So what we're gonna do is take this D2 style. We have a medium duty one. It comes, whoosh, this is loud, comes with greasable fittings. You wanna keep the grease in there. The cats are right next to the drive shaft. Again, explosion. So that's why we've had this drive shaft made for us. But I never thought until I needed to take this down the I-95, why don't we have a conversion kit for guys that have a little mild lift or just want to have a better drive shaft on their D1 Classic with an LT230 or Defender? You can't simply bolt and go. We have to change the output flange on the transfer case. This side goes to the differential, and on Disco 1 Defender, the bolt pattern is exactly the same on the diff as it is the transfer case. On the double cardan, the yoke has to be bigger, so it requires a different bolt pattern. So what we've done is, whoop, get out of there. We're gonna change the output flange on the LT230 to a Disco 2 style, bolt this up, use our little hardware kit. Bob's your uncle. Let's get this car in the air. All right, this is the drive shaft that we're gonna replace. You can see it's not horrible, but it's definitely making me nervous. So there's 4 bolts here. That is the standard din size. They're all the exact same dimension apart. And then up here is the transfer case output. We're gonna pull those off. Then we're gonna get this transfer case flange off. Then we can swap in the new drive shaft. In order to get the drive shaft off, you need a 9/16 wrench, 2 of them, or if you've got the magic tool, easy peasy, job done. With the drive shaft free, you can angle it up out of the way and start taking them apart. All right, my friends, here you go. You can see both of the drive shafts side by side. Clearly, this one's a little bit beefier and it'll give you way more angle than you can get on the D1. All right, we're going to change the flange next. Big old nut to take off. Let's go back under the car. Right there is the nut. It is a 30 mil. Just get on it with your ratchet, or if you're lucky, you got an impact gun, you can just pop it right off. All right, my friends, if you've got a locking transfer case, lock your transfer case so the flange will not spin. You're also going to want to put your e-brake on to bind that up. If you don't have a locking transfer case, you're going to have to do a little trick like this. We're going to jam that up against the transfer case, or the transmission. Keep pressure on it. And then it'll come right out for you. Here's the two flanges side by side. You can easily see the different bolt pattern. In our kit, you're gonna get a transfer case seal. Let's take a look at this one, but I'm guessing we're gonna wanna change it. Yeah, this seal has been in there for a hot minute. It doesn't look horrible, but it'd be silly not to pull it out and change it. I'm gonna clean this area up and get the seal out. All right, when we pull the seal out, we're gonna lose a little bit of fluid. So be ready with your new one. Lube it up. Whoa! Get ready to lube it up, put it back in. You know what? I'm feeling some grime in here. I'm gonna let it leak out and clean that up better. We can always add more fluid. Don't want to go through this whole exercise and then put a seal in that's dirty or compromised. Oops, sorry, camera. All right, gonna tap the seal in place. If you don't have the proper tool, or you can't find it like I can't, you can always use the old seal to help pop it into place. Now it's time to put the flange on. You're going to want to slide it in place. Put this little fabric washer. What that's doing is stopping the oil from leaking out. Reuse the case hardened washer and then the new nut. You can do the wrench trick to tighten it down if you don't have a locking T-case. We are at the home stretch. Time to put on the drive shaft. In our kit, you're gonna get a bunch of hardware. A lot of people say, how come there's 8 nuts and only 4 bolts? These bolts you can't get out on the output flange, D1 or D2. So that's why you don't get 8 bolts. All right, first thing I like to do is get the upper portion in, that way we can maneuver the drive shaft. You guys can laugh while I struggle, and then we'll tighten down the front. Let's go back under. On to the easy part, just bolt up the front. All right, my friends, only 2 more things to do. Throw some grease in there. They do come pre-greased, but I highly recommend you put a squirt in case somebody at the factory didn't put enough in for you, and be sure to follow.